Hey, welcome back to another video. So, I know a lot of you guys are very gung-ho to leave your home and try to find something new out there or whatever the case may be, but before you go, you definitely want to consider a couple things before you go all the way out there, just personally, because I wish I knew these things before I left, so I guess I'm kind of like projecting almost. So anyways, before you go, let me make sure you guys at least have a basis of a couple of things. So having an emergency fund is super important. And I know you probably heard this a lot, where they're like, have an emergency fund for at least up to 6 months, but it's mostly, I want to emphasize the fact that you have to have an emergency fund for your level of spending. So for example, if you're used to eating $50 meals on the weekends because you have the income coming in to support that, that's great. But if something were to happen, you were to lose it, or there's bigger bills that you have to pay, so instead of $50 meals, you have to spend $5 instead. And you just gotta do those sort of things in order to get back to the place you want to. Once you get back to that place again where you can afford $50 meals without it being too much of a trouble, then you increase that. But until then, you have to change up. So that's super important. Just make sure you have an emergency fund and you're checking your spending at all times and just breaking it down little by little. Another thing too, just make sure you have a job that will actually pay for all your bills, not just the rent, not just the mortgage. And the reason why this is important is because a lot of people will go out there first and then find the job later, which is funny because you don't know what job is out there that's offering the position or offering just enough to make you pay for not only your mortgage or rent, but also your phone bill, your car, or whatever bills you have to pay on the back end. So you have to take all bills, all debts into consideration before even moving out. So that way you can at least find a job that's going to help out. And sometimes, and this is the most often thing that happens, the job isn't enough and you will barely be scraping by, or you'll just have $100 of playtime and that's it. So in order to help out with this is consider money saving techniques. And this is like my third part, like consider money saving techniques like roommates, or have people just rent out the place, like you rent it out and just a bunch of people live there while you don't, and just get the money that way while you're staying at home, saving up as much money as possible, or at a friend's house laying on the couch and save up as much money as possible and just do what you have to do, because going out there and barely getting enough money returned is just silly. And it eats you more on the long run, because every day you wake up, you're like, dang, I got to make sure I have enough money for next week, or I have enough money to make sure it lasts me for the next 2 months. And it becomes more of a lifestyle of anxiety. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make this or not. But hey, if you want your life to be like that, you can, but there's some smarter options that I'm laying out on this video that can really help you. And then last but not least, just make sure you're moving out without a purpose. Like, if you're moving out to get away from mom and dad, that's cool. I get that. Trust me, we all get that. But you can do that by coming home and then going out and staying out as late as possible, and then coming back during their little rules or whatever and do that. But maybe you're like, NoSKu, I'm a entertainer. I like to make noise in my room or play loud music, games, whatever the case may be. And if that's the case, hey, headphones are a thing, right? But no, if you're like a creator, do what my buddy did sometimes. Get in the car, go to a friend's house to make some beats, or do it in his car. You can do stuff in your car, man. There's a lot of stuff you can do in your car. It may not be comfortable. The weather might be a little messy, but you can do it. You don't have to be at home. This is the main reason why people are like, I don't want to stay home too much. It's like, I just don't want to be around that. But you don't have to be home. You can enjoy your day and finish it up and then come home just to sleep and let that be it. Because if you move out, like I said in the earlier ones, you start having this mentality of like, I gotta make sure I have enough for this, that, and the third, that you're no longer enjoying yourself. Shoot, take it from me. I would love to just do a lot more, but you have to be financially smart about this. So that's why, letting you guys know, encouraging you, and of course, once we grow this channel, help you guys back in return. So hey, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.